What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we are taking a look at another one of the Wrong Friends fleet. This is the Mercedes-AMG GLS 63 4MATIC Plus, and it is the biggest, baddest, most brutal AMG you can buy, in my opinion. I mean, just look at this thing. This is a driving FU, basically. If you buy this car, you drive this car around, you're just telling everyone that you don't care about anything anyone thinks. That is basically it, and I absolutely adore it. I think it is such a cool car. Today I'm going to show you around it. We're going to take a look at the spec, of course, but we can be pretty quick about that. It's just black on black on black. And then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. Now, Wrong Friends is a clothing company, and they have these amazing cars, promotional cars basically, but they are all incredible. So make sure you check out Wrong Friends on Instagram, and yeah, check out their activities and their lineup of clothing and cars. Big thanks to the guys, as always, for allowing us to take out their car for a day. Really appreciate it. So the GLS is, as I said, the biggest, baddest AMG. It is a 7-seater as standard, but you can go for a 6-seater version as an option, which this car is. So you have 2 captain's chairs in the middle basically, and then a 3rd row, which is standard. And then this car also has the optional 23-inch AMG wheels, absolutely massive, with Pilot Sport 4S Michelin tires around that, which you also get if you go for the bigger wheel. 400mm AMG steel brakes behind that to stop this 2.5 ton, just over 2.5 ton car. I mean, look at this front with that Panamericana grille. It just looks so badass, so freaking mean and imposing. Really, really love it. Big air intakes here as well in the grille, with radiators behind that. And of course, this Panamericana grille on this car is even more aggressive and angry than it normally is on other AMGs. V8 bi-turbo 4MATIC Plus badge. So the 4MATIC Plus is unlike, you know, on the E63S where you've got drift mode. It just means that it's active and that it can send power to whichever wheel at any point, with a maximum of 50% to the front. So it is normally basically a rear wheel driven car, and then when it needs to, it can send up to 50% to the front. So it also has an electronic limited slip diff at the rear as standard, the AMG. We've got active suspension, active damping, active engine mounts, active anti-roll bars, all to stop the car from rolling too much and to control that weight in the corners. And all that stuff basically stiffens up in the corners, so the car doesn't roll too much. I mean, look at how big this thing is. Oh my god, that is absolutely massive. So all these things stiffen up in the corners so it doesn't roll too much, and then when you go straight again, everything unhooks basically. That's mainly the anti-roll bars and the engine mounts. So when you go straight, it unhooks, it relaxes, and it absorbs everything again. So it's a really smart system. So I'll show you guys the rear seats. So as I said, we've got these captain's chairs basically, so you can sit with 4 adults. Very spacious, this. And then you've got the 2 rear seats for kids basically, but this is 4 adults plus 2 kids easily. And then you do, of course, sacrifice your boot space. That is a 325 rear section tire, by the way. 325. 285 at the front. Massive tires. So boot space, of course, is limited if you have the rear seats up, but if you have them down, you have like 890 liters. So that is very nice and spacious. Nice exhaust as well. AMG in black, of course, part of the bumper. It's not the real exhaust basically. You can see the real one in there. Doesn't sound that good. It is a problem with these AMGs, the 63s, that they don't sound that good on full load. So when you floor it and high in the revs, it doesn't sound that good. It's mainly when you short shift and keep those revs low. That's when it sounds at its best. Of course, those turbos muffle a lot of the sound. So 4-liter V8 bi-turbo engine here, as you probably know, with 612 horsepower, 850 Newton meters of torque. But this is the EQ boost version, so it has an additional boost of 22 horsepower, and it does 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.2 seconds, which is very, very quick. Actually, it's outrageously quick for a car of this size and this heavy. It's pretty amazing. It also has the optional driver's package, so that means that you go from a 250 kilometers an hour top speed to 280, which is pretty nice. It does so pretty easily as well. I hope I will be able to show you that later. So interior wise, they absolutely nailed this. So I think the Mercedes GLE and GLS interiors are so good because they feel like a true SUV inside. You sit in it, not on top of it. You have this high center console, which I think is a key thing in SUVs, and you have a high dash. So you sit here and you feel like you've got that massive bonnet in front of you, which is very high, and then you have your armrest here, you have your handles here. It just is a very, very nice interior. I really like it. This car also has the Burmester audio carbon fiber trim. And of course we've got the 2-screen setup, which after I don't know how many years, I still find utterly useless to use. I know where everything is, I know how everything works, but still after all these years, still don't like it. I still think it's too many things happening, and it's just, yeah, I don't like it. But at least it looks good with the 2-screen setup. I think they integrated it pretty well into the interior. But yeah, that's it. We've got a massive panoramic roof as well, which we've got closed for the most part because of the weather. As you can see, it is 45 degrees outside, so it is really, really hot. Start it up for you guys. So the starter motor is also part of that mild hybrid 48 volt stuff. So it's super quiet, and you can also use the coasting, and it basically decouples the entire drivetrain, and you're just gliding, sailing to save fuel. Anyway, 9-speed gearbox, put it in first gear. Alrighty, so let's take it for a drive towards the Autobahn and see what it feels like, because we don't really need a twisty road to make this car shine. It is at its best when you're not extracting everything from it. When you just leave it in comfort, maybe open the exhaust, of course that is nice, and you just have that V8 with that incredibly comfortable air suspension, which lowers by 20 millimeters if you put it in Sport or Sport Plus. So if you keep it in comfort, it's much more comfy, even though we've got these 23-inch massive wheels. You do feel it sometimes on like potholes and stuff like that. You can feel that it's a big wheel, but it is nice to just have that V8 rumble in the distance and cruise like a boss. Although the 9-speed automatic gearbox is a bit dim-witted. It can be a bit slow, and that is even in Sport and Sport Plus mode, but also now in comfort. When I ask it to downshift once, it does take a while. Alright, so at the Autobahn, let's hit Sport Plus. So the car lowers further, everything tightens up, and well, it is pretty amazing how level this car stays. You wouldn't say that this car weighs almost 2,600 kilos, but still. It's not really what I'm after in this car. So there we go, full throttle, picks up nicely. And onwards we go in the brute of the Autobahn. And there we go, we have to brake for the little banana car. So brakes are a bit spongy, but we did discover, as I said, with the 9G Tronic, as always, that it doesn't react accordingly. It is one of the weak points of this car, that you want to kick down or you want a gear down and it just takes too long to respond, which is a shame. So if we go to, we're in 7th gear right now. That takes too long. So let's do a little launch. Brake launch, don't have launch control in this car, so little boost and then let it go. Oh, you do get quicker shifts, so the car does know that you want a launch. You get more aggressive upshifts. And well, if you are on an on-ramp like this, it is pretty steady, pretty flat. I mean, you've seen how big, how high, how long this car is. It is pretty impressive. So that launch, we've been able to do 4.3 seconds 0 to 100. As I said, AMG claims 4.2, so should be possible to get that in perfect conditions. But as you can see, it's a bit busy at this Autobahn today, so not sure we will be able to get that top speed, but we've got the official top speed right now, 250 of the non-driver's package car. Doesn't take that long, to be honest. It is a pretty quick car. 100 to 200 kilometers an hour, of course. We also measured that, and it did a 10.7 second run. Now, if you compare that to its brothers, you can see that the GLE 63S is the quickest one of the AMG SUVs, 9.4 seconds. You've got the GLC 63S as the second fastest one, and then this one with 10.7. It is also just a little bit slower, 0.4 of a second, than the Alpina XB7, which I would say is a pretty good competitor to this car. Both are massive, opulent, luxurious, fast. This is more of a brute, and I would say the Alpina is a bit more refined. But you know, it's good to have a choice between the different characters. So you can feel and hear those shorter ridges on the road. Those 23-inch wheels. You do feel that you've got them. It's just a fact with a big wheel. I mean, your suspension can be the best in the world, but if you got this big a wheel, you just always have that little bump. Other than that, it is super comfy. It's also very quiet, well insulated. And we've got a lot of bicycles and a bit of holiday traffic as well, so extra careful today. A lot of Dutch plates. That is reason to be extra careful. So we'll do a kick down from 8th gear. And I'll do it super obvious so you can see how long it takes for it to kick down. Alright, so bicycle dude is going to overtake the other slow Dutch guy. And then we are going to go in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, what is it, 1999? I think our 1999 S glass has about the same kickdown time. That is just ridiculous. Why is it taking that long to think about which gear it should select? So we might have a bit of luck here, a bit of space. It just keeps going. Man, that is seriously impressive. Honestly, this is a big heavy car and it just is relentless. 290 speedo, 291. I mean, that is pretty impressive, right? That is pretty damn impressive. I really love this car. I think just the invincible feeling you get when you sit here, the sound, the looks, the presence, the character, and the speed are all so nice. It's such a cool combination of different AMG things and then wrapped into this massive brute of a car. Absolutely love it. So guys at Wrong Friends, as always, thank you so much for lending us your car for the day. Absolutely loved driving it. I know that you guys love it too, taking it on holidays and stuff like that. So really, I mean, this is a really good car to take on holiday. One of the best, probably. So to you, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video or this playlist. Thanks, see you in the next one. Bye.